Midjourney is great, I admit. But have you ever tried automating it? It's a total nightmare. You have to click buttons, there is no API support, and scaling is impossible. Today, using n8n and Google's new imaging technology, Nano Banana Pro via Fal.ai, we are going to build a production line that runs on just prompts. I'll explain the API logic from scratch, where to find the JSON data, and how to talk to the server. If you are ready, let's open a blank n8n canvas and get started. First stop, Fal.ai. This is the platform that lets us use AI models as APIs. You can access it via their URL. I'll put the link in the description. Before we start, a major warning. The system works on a pay-as-you-go basis. When you create your account and start testing, try to proceed consciously. Your balance can drop into the negative and your processes might stop. Nano Banana Pro is quite cheap, but it's still good to keep control. Now, let's get the API key. Click on your profile picture in the top right corner. Of course, you need to log in first. Select Account from the menu. On the screen that appears, look under the Manage tab and you will see API keys. Click that. I already have one, but let's create one together. Click the Add Key button, then Create Key to generate your private key. There it is. Click Copy Key and then Done. We will need this in a moment. Now let's go back to n8n. Here is our scenario. We are designing a Cyberpunk game character. You can work on any topic you like. Since we created a new workflow, our canvas is empty. First, we add the button that starts the flow, the trigger node. You can search for manual trigger. It pops right up. I'm adding this because I want to trigger it manually for now. This node is our start button. Right next to it, we add the edit field node to specify what data we will process when the button is clicked. Let's connect them. I click the plus icon and type edit fields. Keep this as manual mapping. Click add fields to add a section. I will name this prompt. You can enter this manually or pull this data automatically from somewhere else like a form. In the value section, I will type my idea. A futuristic chimpanzee in a cyberpunk lab wearing neon glasses. I imagined it, now let's apply it. This is our order ticket, now let's send it to the kitchen. Connect the plus icon to edit fields. The next node we add is the HTTP request. Search for it and it appears. This is the core part, please watch carefully. First, change the method to post. Why post? Because we are saying to the server, here is data, take it and process it. We are creating a new resource. Since we are using Fal.ai, we will enter their URL here. We also need to handle authentication. Think of it like a security guard asking, "Who are you?" Leave the authentication tab as none, but open the headers section below. Here, we enter the key Fal.ai gave us. In the name field, type authorization. In the value field, type the word key, hit space, and then paste the API key we just copied. Don't forget that space or they won't let us in. Click Add Parameter, name it Content Type, and set the value to Application JSON. Now, activate the Send Body toggle and change the format to JSON. We need to write some code here, but where do we find it? Let's go to the Models page on Fal.ai, the Nano Banana Pro page. Go to the Playground tab. You see parameters like prompt, aspect ratio, resolution, but where is the JSON? Switch the view from form to JSON. It automatically gives us the code in the format the API expects. This is the language we must speak to use it in n8n. Copy this structure entirely and paste it here. For the prompt value, we will use the one we created earlier. So inside the quotes, I selected dynamic data, JSON prompt. This makes the code dynamic. It is easy to understand. I didn't write this manually. It pulls data from the edit fields box. So we don't have to edit the code every time we change the prompt. How many images? Let's write one so we don't waste credits. You can check the form to see limits. It goes up to 4, but we will stick to 1. The aspect ratio is important. For the YouTube cover or widescreen, 16:9 is ideal. If you want a square, use 1:1. I want a white image, so I'm typing 16:9. Next, the output format. Options are JPEG, PNG, WebP. PNG offers the best quality, so I will choose that. For resolution, 1K is sufficient. 4K increases both cost and time. 2K is also an option, but let's stick to 1K. Now, if I hit execute, the image won't appear. Don't be surprised. The server will just say, order received, here is your tracking number, request ID. Go wait. AI can't create images instantly. So we need to build a polling mechanism. Basically pestering the server. Is it done? Is it done? For this, I'm adding a wait node to the flow. I'm setting it to wait 5 seconds. Let's give the server a breather. Right after that, I add a second HTTP request. Instead of leaving the default name, I will rename it to HTTP query so it doesn't get confused with the first one. This time, select the get method. We aren't sending data. We are just pulling status information. We need the URL again. Paste the same base URL. At the end of the URL, add requests. Then append the request ID that came from the first node. Finally, add status at the very end. We are asking for the status of this specific order. This node will tell us one of two things, either in progress or completed. If the image is completed, show it to us. If not, go back to the wait node, wait 5 seconds and ask again. Let's add the logic to make this clearer. I'm adding an if node. I will map the value to JSON status. The condition is it equal to completed? On the true path, add a new HTTP request. Copy the URL structure from the previous step. But since we know it's ready, we don't need to check status. Delete the status part at the end. Just like before, we must provide credentials or they won't answer. Add the header authorization and paste the value key API key. I will name this node HTTP request final. Wait, I forgot the authorization on the middle query node. Let me quickly add that to the headers as well. Authorization key paste. Okay, setup is complete. If we didn't make any mistakes, it should generate our image. Let's check. Click execute. Look, it sent the request, it waits 5 seconds, checks again, it says in progress, so it loops back. It loops, waits, asks again. It's tried about 7 times now. This prevents errors by keeping the connection alive. On the 8th try, yes, we got the completed message. Since it's completed, it moved to the true path. The HTTP request final fetched the result. Here is the image URL. Let's open it in a new tab. Wait, there is no chimpanzee. Why? Let's go back. Look at the first HTTP request. The prompt field was set to fixed. It needs to be an expression because it's a dynamic prompt. It needs to read the incoming data. I'm switching this to expression. Now it sees the prompt correctly. Let's run it again. Click execute workflow. It starts the loop again, cycling through. And this time it finished in 4 tries. Let's see if the result matches our prompt now. I'm clicking the final output URL and there it is. A cyberpunk chimpanzee wearing neon glasses in 16 by 9 format. As you can see, we built an application that talks to one of Google's most powerful models without writing a single line of code, just using logic. You can use this to generate blog covers or automate social media content. Waiting for your questions in the comments. Happy automating. See you in the next video.